Translation or protein synthesis. mRNA to protein or protein synthesis. Here, what is translation? Translation refers to the process of polymerization of amino acids to form a polypeptide, because that is the end product of central dogma. The order and sequence of amino acids are defined by the sequence of mRNA. The amino acids are jointed by a bond known as peptide bond. So just recall what we studied in central dogma. Okay, first DNA replication, then from the DNA replication, with the help of the transcriptase enzyme, transcription process is taking place. At the end of the transcription, mRNA is formed. Then from mRNA, through the process of translation, which is catalyzed by the translated enzyme, the end product, proteins or polypeptide, is formed. Okay, so this is the central dogma. Here we have come to the last process, translation. Here, what is translated? The mRNA, which is carrying the information from the DNA in the form of genetic code, barcode like. So it is translated to form the polypeptide chain. Okay, let us see one by one. First one is machinery for protein synthesis, or what are the molecules required for protein synthesis. The synthesis of protein occurs on ribosomes and involve mRNA, that is messenger RNA, tRNAs, amino acyl tRNA synthetases enzyme, and amino acids, and also various other factors which are involved in translation process. Initiation factor, okay, and then elongation factor and release factor or termination factors. Other factors which are needed for the translation process. Now we'll see the machinery for protein synthesis one by one. Number 1, ribosomes. Ribosomes are ribonucleoprotein particles that provide the sites for protein synthesis, because already we studied that ribosomes are the site for the protein synthesis. So each ribosome consists of two unequal subunits, small and large. Okay, the smaller subunit fits over the larger one like a cap, but leaves a tunnel for mRNA. There the mRNA will get attached and then the process will carry on. Okay, the larger subunit has a groove for pushing out the newly formed polypeptide and protecting the same from cellular enzymes. So that you can find that in the diagram. The two subunits come together only at the time of protein formation. Here, magnesium 2+ ion is essential for the association of the two subunits of ribosome. So, the larger subunit as well as the smaller subunit is combined with the help of the magnesium ions. Okay, here in prokaryotes the subunits are different. In eukaryotes the subunits are different. Here in prokaryotes the subunits are 50s and 30s. Here the eukaryotes, the subunits are 60s larger unit and 40s smaller unit. Here, during active protein synthesis, a number of ribosomes are held on a strand of mRNA. Such a structure is called polyribosome or polysome. Polyribosome helps to produce a number of copies of the same polypeptide. Here, on ribosomes, there are two reactive sites. Note it carefully. There are two reactive sites, P or D site. P, peptidyl, PEPTIDYL. Okay, peptidyl transfer or donor site. That's why it's called P site or D site. P means peptidyl transfer. D means donor. Okay, so P site or D site. And another one site is called A site, amino acyl or acceptor site. One is donating, another one is accepting. P site is jointly contributed by the two ribosomal subunits. But A site is situated on the large subunit of ribosome. So P site it accumulates both the subunits, but A site is situated only on the large subunits of the ribosome. It faces the tunnel between the two subunits. Enzyme peptidyl transferase is a ribozyme. RIBOZYME is a component of larger subunit. Okay, the enzyme ribozyme is a component of a larger subunit. The smaller subunit of ribosome also has a site for recognizing mRNA and binding area for initiation factors. Initiation factors only can initiate the translation process. Okay, so that we can find in the smaller subunit of ribosomes. Number 2, mRNA or messenger RNA. Here, messenger RNA is a single-stranded molecule that carries the coded information for protein synthesis from DNA to the cytoplasm. The information in mRNA is stored in the form of sequence of nucleotide bases in a linear order, straight line order. Okay, here the mRNA is formed under the influence of enzyme RNA polymerase II. mRNA carries the transcribed message. Note down very carefully. mRNA carries the transcribed message in the form of base triplet or codons. The base sequence of codons is later translated into an amino acid sequence. Next one is tRNA. Transfer RNA or tRNA. It is also called the adapter molecule. A transfer RNA or tRNA transports activated amino acid from the amino acid pool to the ribosome where it recognizes a specific triplet code or codon of mRNA. Before that, the amino acids are inactivated state in the cytoplasm. But with the help of the tRNA, the amino acids are activated and getting charged and transferred into the polypeptide chain. It is an adapter molecule that one hand reads the code and on other hand binds to specific amino acid. Each amino acid has its own tRNA. But the number of tRNA, it is more. It is of about 100 tRNAs. Because now 61 codons, they have to be coded. So each codon, it requires one tRNA. So different types of tRNA, number of tRNAs are available for specific amino acids. tRNA is formed just like mRNA from the DNA template. But after its formation, the single-stranded structure becomes twisted and folded over itself and appears to be a clover leaf shaped structure in a two-dimensional form. But in a three-dimensional form, it appears to be an L-shaped molecule having three main loops and a short stem. All parts have specific functions. Transfer RNA has a site for binding amino acid. It lies at 3' end and has unpaired CCA sequence with OH at the tip. Here, the 5' end tRNA always has the base guanine. 3' end, it has CCA sequence. It is the binding site for a specific amino acid. The carboxylic, that is COOH group of amino acid joins the OH. Okay, here tRNA has three loops: anticodon loop, ribosomal binding loop and dihydroxyuridine loop. Number 1, anticodon loop. It lies opposite to amino acid or amino acid binding site and has an anticodon made up of 3 nitrogen bases for recognizing and attaching to the codon of mRNA. The anticodon of tRNA reads its appropriate codon and temporarily joins it by hydrogen bonds during protein synthesis. You know very well, The lowermost or anticodon loop, it has 3 base sequence and that are complementary to the triplet code of the mRNA. For example, if the triplet code of mRNA is AUG, then what could be the anticodon of tRNA? It would be UAC. And what type of amino acid carried by the tRNA? It is nothing but methionine. Okay, methionine. Because AUG is a start codon, already I explained in the genetic code. So, start codon AUG of mRNA, it codes for amino acid methionine. So, the anticodon, it could be UAC in the tRNA. So, by knowing the anticodon, we'll be able to predict the codon in the mRNA. Or by knowing the codon in the mRNA, we'll be able to predict what could be the genetic anticodon it has to come in tRNA. Okay, because everything is based on complementary. Okay, complementarity. So, anticodon loop, first loop. Second one, ribosomal binding site or T-Cy-C loop. This loop is meant for attaching to the ribosome. Okay, so another site is another loop is ribosomal binding loop. And third loop, dihydroxyuridine loop or DHU loop. It is meant for binding to the enzyme aminoacyl synthetase. Aminoacyl tRNA synthetase recognizing region, it is called T loop. Okay, T loop. And ribosomal attachment region, that is called D loop. Okay, here aminoacyl that is a tRNA synthetase recognizing region, it is called T loop. And an extra or variable arm may be present near the T-Cy-C loop. Transfer RNA is meant for transferring amino acids to ribosomes for the protein synthesis. Actually, there are different tRNA for different amino acids. Some amino acids can, however, be picked up by 2 to 3 tRNAs. Thus, there are over 100 types of tRNA in a cell. tRNAs are synthesized or as usual on DNA templates, but their 3' end having CCA sequence is believed to be added after transcription. Okay, what we are saying is CCA, that is the 3' end of the tRNA, where there the amino acids are attached to form the polypeptide chain. Fourth one is aminoacyl tRNA synthetase. This is amino acid activating enzyme, and this enzyme helps in binding of amino acid to its specific tRNA. Next one is amino acids. There are some 20 amino acids which are present in the amino acid pool, and amides also in the cellular pool, that is in the cytoplasm. And they are the amino acids are the building blocks or monomers of the proteins that you studied already. These amino acids and amides, they form hundreds of different types of proteins in a cell and performing different functions for the normal metabolic activities of the body. So, these are the various molecules required for the process of protein synthesis or translation. So, machinery of translation over, and next class we will see the translation process.